Hi there, my name is Beth Watson. I'm a Senior Leader of Learning and the Subject Leader for RE and MSS. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the government guidance on the relationships and sex education, which is known as the RSE. By the end of this video, you should be able to understand what the RSE guidance is and what it includes. You should know how we deliver RSE here at Wildern and understand how stakeholders, obviously including yourselves as parents, are informed about the RSE itself. So I want to begin by just explaining what the RSE is and how did we get here. In June 2019, the DFE published the Statutory Guidance for Health Education, Relationships Education and RSE. This covers broad areas of particular relevance and concern to children and young people today. It should ensure that every pupil is guaranteed an education that covers mental health and well-being, physical health, which includes healthy lifestyles and first aid, learning about safe, healthy relationships and sex, which includes understanding about consent, negotiating life online, and intimate relationships. This quote is at the start of the DFE Statutory Framework for RSE and explains why the government have made it compulsory and legal to be taught in all primary and secondary schools. So it states, today's children and young people are growing up in an increasingly complex world and living their lives seamlessly on and offline. This presents many positive and exciting opportunities, but also challenges and risks. In this environment, children and young people need to know how to be safe and healthy and how to manage their academic, personal and social lives in a positive way. Initially, when the guidance was first published, schools were given until September 2020 to implement this. However, with COVID, schools have now been given until September 2021, and it is now compulsory to cover all of the content within the school setting. This slide here then gives you a snapshot of what the RSE includes, and you can see it covers a vast amount of complex and sensitive topics and issues. These are broadly split into 6 categories. So we have the category of the family, which includes different types of relationships, marriage, cohabitation, parenting, etc. Online and the media, getting students to consider online risks, not sharing certain things, and the impact that harmful content can have on them. Respectful relationships, looking clearly and closely at what makes a healthy and positive relationship, looking at stereotypes, bullying, sexual harassment and violence. Then intimate and sexual relationships, focusing on mutual respect, consent, sexual pressure, contraception, STIs, pregnancy. Then being safe, which includes, again, sexual consent, sexual exploitation, abuse, grooming, rape, female genital mutilation and forced marriage. And then the law, which includes criminal exploitation, looking at things like gangs and county lines, hate crime, extremism and radicalisation, gender identity, pornography and consent again. You can see with a lot of these topics there is an overlap between the different subheadings of them, and if you would like to see the full detailed list of the RSE guidance, the link is available on our website. As I said, this is just a snapshot of what each of these categories covers. In terms of how do we cover this content then here at Wildern, well, the majority is covered through the MSS Curriculum, which stands for Moral and Social Studies, but we do also use tutor sessions regularly as well, and I work with Miss Applegate, who organises the tutor sessions, so we can make sure that the MSS Curriculum and those tutor sessions complement each other and highlight what we need to cover within the RSE. In terms of MSS lessons, Years 7 and 8 receive 1 lesson a fortnight, and Years 9, 10 and 11 receive 3 lessons a fortnight. So what is MSS and how does it work? Well, MSS education prepares for life today and tomorrow. What we teach in the classroom will help our pupils foster lifelong aspirations, goals and values. With this in mind, MSS isn't just another school subject. It is a chance to give every child and young person an equal opportunity to develop the skills and knowledge they need to thrive now and in the future. This includes helping them to deal with critical issues that they face every day, such as friendships, emotional well-being and change, and gives them a solid foundation for whatever challenging opportunities lie ahead, so that they can face a world of uncertainty with hope. From making informed decisions about alcohol to succeeding in their first job, MSS helps prepare pupils for all the opportunities, challenges, life decisions and responsibilities that they will face. This in turn achieves a virtuous circle, whereby pupils with better health and well-being can achieve better academically and enjoy greater success. In short, it is a curriculum that prepares students for all of the firsts that they are going to face. In terms of our aims with the MSS curriculum, through MSS we support the personal development of physically, emotionally and socially healthy young people. We support the development of essential employability skills for the 21st century. We reduce or remove barriers to learning, such as bullying, low self-esteem, unhealthy and risky behaviours, and we equip young people to make choices that keep themselves and others safe. We obviously as well meet the legal requirements to cover the content that have been set out in the RSE itself. The MSS curriculum is designed to be a spiral programme that revisits themes throughout the 5 years. It is not a patchwork quilt approach where topics are mismatched together in a disjointed way, but a curriculum that gradually extends thinking, expands knowledge and develops skills amongst all students. This overview of the MSS curriculum demonstrates this in practice. So, if we take a look at the theme of relationships, for example, in Year 7, this topic focuses on friendships, bullying and teamwork. In Year 8, it focuses on the family and managing conflict. In Year 9, relationships begin to explore romantic relationships with things like marriage and relationship breakdown. In Year 10, the relationships unit is focused on sexual health, consent, contraception, etc. And then in Year 11, the relationships unit looks at things like gangs, county lines, and extremism and radicalisation. Everything is pitched at the appropriate age based on the guidance from the DFE and the PSHE Association that we receive. As you can see, a lot of the content is sensitive and does need to be delivered appropriately. So to help us with that, we do use a wide variety of expertise. We are a member of the PSHE Association, which publishes training and resources for all of the content required. We also use the expertise of TADIC, the Teenage Drop-In Centre that is based in Hedge End Village, who have helped us write and review our Year 10 sex education scheme of work. We've also had the nurses from TADIC come in to deliver a CPD session to staff to help them with their delivery of these lessons and this scheme of work. Angie Whitmarsh, who is a retired police officer, provides us with expertise on drugs education and the law, and actually comes into school to deliver a session to all Year 11 classes about this. Stacey Miller, who is a mental health expert, supports us with our mental health and wellbeing programmes. She also delivers a session to Year 9 students. And then finally, we have the Solomon's Theatre Company that deliver a play to all of Year 9 called Last Orders, which focuses on alcohol, peer pressure and sexual health. And if you have a child that is in Year 9, that took place in November last year, and you would have received a letter from us explaining more about it. One of the most important things that staff ensure is that there is a safe learning environment when it comes to MSS. We work with students to establish ground rules about how they behave towards each other in the discussions that are taking place, and this links us right back to being a gold rights respecting school. We provide small group and class discussion opportunities for all students, and when it comes to safeguarding, all staff obviously follow the school policy regarding this and confidentiality. So the ground rules that we have in place for the MSS classroom, they help to minimise inappropriate and unintended disclosures and comments of a negative nature made towards other students, and they are paramount to effectively managing the discussions that might elicit strong opinions from students. At the start of every single year group, the MSS teacher spends time going through these ground rules with students to make sure that everybody understands them, and they are revisited at various points throughout the curriculum itself. Just to show you this in practice, here is the first slide from one of our Year 9 MSS lessons about domestic abuse. Now, this lesson forms part of the I Am Who I Am scheme of work, which looks at identity and belonging. And with this topic of domestic abuse, it's absolutely vital that students understand what domestic abuse is and what constitutes as domestic abuse. It enables students to explore some of the myths surrounding domestic abuse. For example, a common myth that it always involves alcohol. Most importantly, it ensures that students know where to get further help and support. And throughout the lesson, all protocol is followed in terms of the ground rules, distancing techniques that staff are trained to use, so things like scenarios and fictional characters, and most importantly, signposting for future help if students need it. So to sum up the importance of the RSE curriculum at Wildern, we are absolutely a school which is committed to an RSE that is an identifiable part of the curriculum. We have clear timetabled lessons across both key stages. It's not an add-on, it is absolutely part of our bread and butter. It is taught by trained staff, and we do use a variety of external agencies to come in and deliver extra training sessions for staff who teach the MSS curriculum. It works in partnership with parents and carers so that we can inform you what your child is being taught. It delivers lessons where students feel safe and encourages the participation of the discussion. It's based on reliable sources of information, including the law and legal rights, and clearly distinguishes between fact and opinion. It promotes safe, equal and caring relationships and discusses real-life issues that are age appropriate to the students. It gives a positive view of human sexuality with honest and medically accurate information so that students can learn about their bodies and sexual reproductive health in ways that are appropriate to their age. It gives students the opportunity to reflect on their own values and influences of these. It includes learning about how to get help and treatment. It fosters gender equality and LGBT+ equality and challenges all forms of discrimination. It meets the needs of all students, and it seeks the students' views about the RSE so that it is relevant to their real lives. We regularly have a working group of students that we discuss the MSS curriculum with so that we can continue to evolve it, make improvements to it, and most importantly, make it relevant to them. To end with, I just wanted to share with you this quote that again comes from the RSE guidance that acts as a reminder that although GCSE grades are important, these are young people in front of us on a daily basis navigating their way through a complex and ever-changing world, that through the RSE and MSS curriculum allows them an opportunity to understand it in a little more clearer and most importantly, know where to get access to support when they need it. To embrace the challenges of creating a happy and successful adult life, pupils need knowledge that will enable them to make informed decisions about their well-being, health and relationships, and to build their self-efficacy. Pupils can also put this knowledge into practice as they develop the capacity to make sound decisions when facing risks, challenges and complex contexts. Everyone faces difficult situations in their lives. These subjects can support young people to develop resilience, to know how and when to ask for help, and to know where to access support. Thank you for your time this evening in watching this video about the RSE and the MSS curriculum at Wildern. More information regarding both of these can be found on our website and in our parental handbooks as well.